And cancer. So, if you've been following my videos for a while, you know I've been drinking this delicious tea known as Yerba mate. That has so many amazing health properties. Not only physical, but also mental, and has a lot of great properties in disease prevention, and also studies show strong properties of killing cancer cells, being antiviral, antibiotic, essentially anti-cancer benefits of yerba mate. Now, with these benefits, there's also some shady articles floating around about yerba mate causing cancer, particularly cancer of the throat and the esophagus. And it's really interesting how it's only cancer of the throat and the esophagus, considering that's where all of our food and our drinks go through before they hit the stomach and our digestive system. A little suspicious. Now, people are constantly asking me in the comments, does yerba mate cause cancer? I heard that yerba mate causes, cancer of the mouth and the throat and yada yada. Well, here's something you need to know. Here's a couple of facts. Number one, these studies that people are talking about were funded by cancer foundations, cancer companies, cancer research companies. That's very suspicious. And anytime you have counter evidence that works in the company that funded its favor, automatically that raises humongous red flags. To me, it automatically almost renders the study void. Okay? Not reliable. Seriously. Now that's the first thing. Now let's get into the actual evidence. The studies were done, number one, on hot mate, super hot mate. Okay, done in the traditional way, smoked and roasted. So when you drink hot mate, okay, now personally, I don't really believe it's the heat of the drink. When you drink anything hot, it's going to irritate your esophagus and it can cause cancer. Extremely hot drinks will definitely cause some problems in your throat. Now that's what a lot of professionals are saying about why these studies came to that conclusion, was that because the mate was so hot going down the throat, it was raising the chances of getting cancer. Now, a second variable is that these are traditionally roasted and smoked versions. Now, not exactly sure how these were smoked or roasted, and if they were done the same way that it is done traditionally for thousands of years, or if it's a re-indention of that process, like modernized replications of that process. That's very important on how the mate was roasted, but more specifically the fact that it is roasted. Okay, smoked mate. Smoked mate, think about anytime you grill food or you smoke food, oftentimes just the process of smoking a food can cause, smoking it on a grill, not smoking it smoking a food can produce carcinogenic compounds. This is part of the reason why, the studies on overcooked meats, smoked meats and whatnot, they produce compounds in the process of cooking which can be cancer causing. So of course that would make a lot of sense, but the solution to these first two problems are: don't drink mate super hot because it would be unpleasant in the first place. And the second one is buy raw mate. Don't buy the smoked mate, buy unsmoked mate. That way you're not going to get those carcinogenic compounds, which I don't think are actually in the traditional, real way of preparing mate. But they could be. But you completely eliminate that, if you buy the raw, unsmoked mate, and you don't drink it hot. It'll be perfectly fine, okay? But what I honestly think, oh, and one more thing, a third variable in this is that one of the studies was done on people who drank mate for a certain amount of time, but also chewed tobacco. Of course, they're going to have a higher chance of getting cancer if they're chewing tobacco. That's fucking ridiculous. So, yeah, like these people who are all scared, like, oh my god, like I don't want to, you need to read deeper into the research. And it's, a lot of people might be like, well, I don't need mate, I got my coffee. But what you need to understand is that there might be a reason and a motivation as to why these cancer promoting, these pro-cancer research type companies are trying to debunk mate and trying to give counter evidence to mate's cancer healing properties. You see this a lot of times with cancer treatments and beneficial plants for cancer, like for example apricot kernels. They propose a stupid nonsense that they contain cyanide, but it's funny because vitamin B12 is a derivative of cyanide. It has cyanide in the compound, but just because it has cyanide in the compound doesn't mean that it's actually cyanide. It means it could be bonded to another element or another mineral, another compound, and may not necessarily be dangerous. That's something that cancer researchers did. What they do all the time. They try to debunk these strongly anti-cancerous plants and compounds. Another good one is DIM. DIM is a very potent anti-estrogen, which has been shown to be able to kill cancer, breast cancer, and of course correct men with low testosterone, so they don't need testosterone replacement therapy. But now there's weird counter evidence that says that DIM can actually raise estrogen and cause cancer, but the mechanism of action for DIM, it doesn't really make much sense for it to be able to increase estrogen as well as increase testosterone depending on the dosage or other variables. That doesn't make sense. It's really fishy, and I have a feeling that these compounds that are being attempted to be debunked by cancer research companies are probably the most powerful medicines we have to prevent and cure cancer. So, yerba mate is very healing to the body. It's, for one, it's more alkaline to the blood because every part of your body has a different pH level. And the reason why alkalinity is important is because when the pH is off in parts of your body actually takes minerals from other areas and to change the pH of that imbalanced pH area. So if your stomach is too alkaline, it's going to take acidic minerals from other parts of the body to try to acidify it, which can cause a mineral deficiency. At least that's the way I understand it. But besides that, all the nutrients, it has practically every nutrient required to sustain life, or so it's claimed. Vitamin A, vitamin C, all the B vitamins, tons of B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, selenium, calcium. The list goes on. Also, it has a full profile of amino acids and more antioxidants than green tea. So how much more, evidence do you need that your mate is so great? Well, also, there's a lot of studies that show, there's absolutely no evidence that shows that yerba mate causes cancer. There's no real good evidence. It's just flawed studies and speculation based on those flawed studies. But there are a lot of studies that have strong evidence that yerba mate actually kills cancer, specifically cancer of the colon. So I strongly recommend people to research this further and look for themselves, because yerba mate is one of my favorite beverages, and I feel like it's very healing for a lot of ailments, specifically focus issues, because it contains a lot of compounds naturally with no side effects that that can increase your focus and are actually used pharmaceutically and prescribed by doctors to increase focus in ADHD children. So, drink some yerba mate. Make sure it's unsmoked. I prefer the Nativa brand. Don't drink it super hot. I doubt you were going to do that in the first place. Don't chew tobacco. And, yeah, do your research. So, this is Wolfgang Lozana signing off. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I post new videos like this all the time about all my favorite herbs and nutrition, philosophy, and psychology. And comment down below and ask your questions, and I'll get back to you soon. Thanks.